John Tomtishen, Global Head Cell Therapy, Field Application Scientist, and Strategic Alliances at Catalent. I think one of the key things for cell therapy and therapeutic developers within the space is really to think about CMC at the beginning. I think, and that's one of the things that regulatory agencies like the FDA are really highlighting in some of their recent guidance documents, is really getting that early characterization data, moving beyond the process is the product to the product is the product. I think as you think about establishing that good product understanding as you're developing your quality target product profile, that's only going to position you for success as you advance your asset from preclinical development to pivotal clinical trials and ultimately into commercial licensure. It's looking at that integrated approach, right? Thinking of really getting that CMC knowledge very early on in the drug development life cycle, and that includes both that drug substance and the drug product, right? And I think that's really critical as you think about developing your quality target product profile for your specific asset and looking at that overall holistic approach, right? Whether you're using a lentiviral vector or non-viral delivery for your gene of interest, I think it's really critical to really think about the overall holistic approach of ultimately how you characterize your drug product and then ultimately understand your CQAs as you advance your product from, again, preclinical development to commercial licensure. I think one of the key things, right, when you think about especially autologous cell therapy, there's naturally inherent variability, right, from patient to patient because of different histories and whatnot, treatment regimens that patients have received. I think one of the key things when you think about how that impacts your downstream manufacturing or ultimately your product is you see a lot of variability then in actually achieving the specific critical quality attributes and release specifications for that specific drug product. I think one of the key things that could help control that, and one of the things I'm really excited about then too, is really potentially leveraging AI and doing predictive modeling. So then you can, if you have well-characterized starting material, then you can understand how that product is going to interact or interface throughout that manufacturing process. So then you can use new process and analytical technologies as you advance that program from, say, your initial cell collection until you actually generate that final drug product. So you really have that overall overarching understanding of the drug product as you manufacture that for a specific patient. For success within cell therapies, you have to think about CMC at the very beginning, right? It can't be an afterthought, right? And you don't want to get into a situation where something that worked for you just to get into a preclinical or early phase 1 clinical study, it might not be suited as you move into a phase 2 or pivotal trial, right? So I think that's really something that you really have to think about in the overall drug development life cycle for a specific asset, because you don't want to get into that situation where you have your oh crap moment and realize that, oh, now I have to change something and it's going to significantly extend my timelines to ultimately get to commercial licensure, and it's actually going to delay the impact for patients in the long run, right, because of the delay in approvals. From a program design perspective, right, again, I think it's CMC is that central point for success, right, and programs are incorporating CMC and technical know-how and good characterization very early on, right? So then again, as you progress your product, you have that good knowledge base, and then it ultimately allows you then to streamline comparability studies as well, right? Because if your product is well characterized, any process change or unit operation change that you have throughout the history of that drug product, you will understand the potential impact and downstream implications of that change on the specific drug product quality and safety and efficacy of that drug product. There's a lot of pitfalls that companies can have, right? Again, it's thinking about, do you have the scale to meet ultimate patient demands? Are your systems set up to ultimately manufacture drug product for patients globally as well? I think that's one of the key things then too, right? So as you think about those pitfalls, I think that's one of the benefits of working with the CDMO. So leveraging your scientific understanding, the therapeutic that you developed, and then ultimately leveraging CDMOs to leverage their CMC expertise to take your drug product from preclinical development to commercial licensure. That's something that's really critical and key, right? So when you think of traditional therapies, right, you have teams kind of in silos. For example, at Catalent, that's one of the things that we have, that again, I think positions us up for success with our clients because we do have all of those same functional teams within the same facility, right? So we have co-localization of our manufacturing, quality, and technical development teams. So as we're working with clients, and helping them develop their quality target product profile, we can easily address issues or challenges as they arise. From a development perspective, I think one of the things you're probably going to see within the industry, right? Because I think the industry is maturing, right? So moving beyond, again, the industry is broadening into solid tumors, autoimmune diseases, right? Really moving beyond the hematological malignancies that really was the pillar of cell therapies. From a development readiness standpoint, I think you're going to see a lot of companies really focus again on leveraging partners, understanding or leveraging partners that have CMC expertise like CDMOs to ultimately help them accelerate their programs from preclinical development to commercial licensure. So I think there's going to be a lot of focus on building strategic collaborations with partners that really complement your skill sets and complement your science to get your therapy into the hands of patients faster.